Polito, Chimachukba, Yakoki, Chahtah Hatak, Inkla. Greetings to you. I am Victor Burningfire, Aboriginal Indigenous Chahtah man.
Polito, Chimachukba, Yakoki, Chahtah Ohoyo, Tinkba. Greetings to you. I am Nura Sunlight, Aboriginal Indigenous Chahtah woman. Ayukpa, meaning welcome in the Chickasaw language.
We thank you for joining us.
13 moons and the summer solstice. Brothers and sisters, time is near to recognize nature's summer solstice, which happens in its own season after the spring equinox.
The summer solstice starts what our ancestors named Hashi Okfochosh, translated as Goose Moon of our 13 Moons Indigenous calendar. During late June through July, most adult geese completely replace their flight feathers for the next migration. At this time, they're grounded, so they're unable to fly, and this is when they search for their summer homes in grassy areas, for water, and a safe environment for shedding their flight feathers, and also for rearing their young goslings, or baby chicks. Aboriginal and Indigenous sisters and brothers, Tanchi, translated as corn in Chahtah, is a very important symbol of spirituality and sustenance for many Aboriginal Indigenous clans and tribes from what is now called North America down through South America. Especially at summer solstice, when we have our green corn celebrations around our sacred fires, Tanchi Okjamali. Spiritually speaking, green corn is the first fruits of the harvest before the corn is fully matured and the grains are still soft, and we give honor and gratefulness with our first fruits to all the elements of the universe, multiverse, and the great spirit, great mystery for all, and for self-awareness. Our fire is sacred because fire symbolizes, and it is, the most purifying physical element. I remember when my grandmother would have us youngins experience shucking corn with this big old cast iron steel thing. I remember that I couldn't hardly turn the crank that made this machine separate the hard kernels from the cob. Then Grandmama Ezzy would have us experience grinding the kernels down smaller as cornmeal so she could make cornbread. So remember how our elders would make the cornbread, corn pudding, grits from the cornmeal, and fried corn cakes?
This video will give a little information and point out how our ancestors recognized this occurrence in our cultures, and how we are reviving our culture today. What is a solstice? A solstice is a natural event that occurs when the celestial forces of Sun Father's physical body appears to reach its most northerly or southerly path on its journey, relative to the celestial equator, which is the great invisible circle, or circular intersection on Earth Mother's celestial body. Celestial meaning, endless regions beyond the Earth Mother, Father Sun, stars, and other life beyond the sky or visible heavens. The equator would be the imaginary celestial circle or sphere on the same plane or parallel to Sun Father and Earth Mother. Two solstices, summer and winter, occur annually. Summer, around June 21st, at the moment when the northern hemisphere is tilted toward the sun at a maximum. The sun's rays hit it for a greater part of the day, thus the longest time of daylight of the year. The sun appears at its highest elevation with a noontime position that changes very little for several days before and after the summer solstice. At the moment of solstice, Sun Father and Earth Mother are concentric, meaning, sharing the same center of the plane, which is the imaginary two-dimensional space or flat surface that extends indefinitely, endlessly, passing through the sphere's center point, being centered parallel, side by side, on the same imaginary plane. Our ancestors, as in many other Aboriginal Indigenous people across Earth Mother, determine the seasons of the year by the natural occurring solstices and the equinoxes. And since Aboriginal Indigenous people are closest to nature, this great circle of the celestial or heavenly sphere/circle is a part of our summer solstice season celebrations, which is symbolic of being part of the great circle of life. The celestial sphere is an imaginary sphere of arbitrarily large radius, concentric with Earth. The 13 moons calendar is synchronized with the solstices or seasons. Remember, the spring or vernal equinox in the northern hemisphere, meaning freshness of the land, new creations, new beginnings, new life, happens March 21st, ending June 20th, which is 91 days. The summer or estival solstice, meaning the longest day of the shining sun of the year and the shortest night, start June 21st to September 20th, which is 91 days. Although we are covering the summer solstice, just as a note for future, and for clarity, fall equinox starts September 21st, and ends December 21st, which is 91 days. The winter solstice starts December 22nd and ends March 21st, which is 91 days. Therefore, 91 times 4 equals 364 days, then the cycle begins again at day 0, and if counted, it would be 365 days. We, the Aboriginal Indigenous, celebrate with a sun dance and built structures. Central structures and or temples align perfectly with the shadows of the two summer and winter solstices. The northern temple that our ancestors built aligned to observe the summer solstice, the southern temple was for the winter solstice, and the temple in the center was for the equinox.
Summer solstice is midpoint in the growing season of vegetation born in the spring, halfway between planting and harvesting. Now remember, we have our own green corn celebrations around our sacred fires, since green corn is the first fruits of the harvest, where we give honor, thankfulness, and gratefulness to the great mystery with our first fruits. And we give this to all the elements of the universe and or multiverses. Aboriginal Indigenous people value self-awareness, life, nature's provisions, uniqueness, and our own private space as demonstrated in nature's celestial entities that carry into effect their own uniqueness, like Earth Mother, that reproduces food, clothing, and shelter in unison with Sun Father's rays of light energy that penetrates the entirety of Earth Mother, as in seeding to enable sprouting growth onto ripe maturity. We acknowledge and celebrate first fruits by our own happy and joyous spiritual ceremonies that are not referred to as religion like Christianity nor Islam, etc., but rather naturally being an integral and seamless part of our very being that appeals to, like rain, the continued unmolested abundance of plant and animal life, the elimination of colonialism, which frees the indigenous to revive our own natural ways of life and living. During our celebrations, we recognize our ability to overcome life difficulties as well as acknowledge events and milestones such as the qualities of womanhood, manhood, also storytelling of life experiences, observances, and passing on valuable information and lessons that nobody can buy to our children, as well as preparation transitioning to the next life. Our ancestors celebrated by special preparation and sharing of good food, fellowship, generosity, music, having generous sounds of the drum, soul or sun dancing around a burning fire, while moving to the left in the direction of Earth Mother, which symbolizes the spiral path of the sun, the helix or the spiral representing the DNA of all life. Also, the never-ending cycle of life, the experiences of life, and the construction of structures for living, honoring, and remembering in life. As a part of our particular celebration, Victor Burningfire and I, Nura Sunlight of the Spirit Clan, are in the process of building this Chuka Achifa, Chahtah, translated as wash house. Now we're building our Chuka Achifa using scrap wood that was recycled from another torn down structure, and also we're using fence boards. We're not completely finished yet, but we'll show it again when it is complete. You gotta cut some more?
At least 15 more.
Yeah! We also danced our sun dance with music that we enjoy, and we also use lights to commemorate the cycle of life, light, and sound for another year of a beneficial and happy life together. Whoa! Toffapalli, hashi, yukpa. Just like other Aboriginal Indigenous all across Earth Mother, similar celebrations are made like the hoop dance, the Hawaii hula, and Maui Poi ball dances that all contain the symbol of the circle. Toffapalli, hashi, yukpa. toffapalli, hashi, yukpa. Hey!
Yay! Tupasia. Tupasia. Tupasia.
Woo! Toffapalli, hashi, yukpa.
Tupasia. Tupasia. Tupasia.
Woo! Remember the 91-day duration of each season, show earlier in the video? Well, 91 times 4 equals 364 days in our natural year cycle. 364 divided by 28 days on the turtle's back equals 13, which is exact on our ancient 13 moon calendar for on the turtle's back. So, brothers and sisters, let's revive our summer solstice circle of life celebrations in our own ways, however it comes to us naturally, like our ancestors used to do it. So Tinkba Chahtah, or Aboriginal Indigenous Chahtah, let's continue the traditions of our summer solstice celebration of the natural cycle or circle of life in the ways most meaningful to us, not dictated by the ideas of others that force us to observe their ways and no other. Toffapalli, hashi, yukpa. Happy summer solstice. Yakoki. I love you, Mother Earth.